Hey guys, it's Tappan Meta coming to you from Newburgh, Indiana.
Hold up. So I thought this video was about Evansville. And it is. And in order to know about Evansville, you also have to know about Newburgh, which is the largest suburb of Evansville. Now let's get back to our video.
Where we're going to meet with a couple of residents and a couple of nurses from St. Vincent Evansville to talk about what's new and what's happening in Evansville, Indiana. So let's go see what they have to say. So hey guys, thanks for doing this.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
So I thought maybe we'd kind of go around and talk about who we are and how long you've been here.
So I'm Anthony. I've been here for a couple of months. I moved here on the 1st of June. It's definitely a weird thing to move into a new city in the middle of a global pandemic because you can't really judge it for what it is. Evansville's pretty cool though. Lots of fun places to hang out. The people so far, the ones we've met have been nice. I don't know about everybody else's experiences.
Yeah, I'm JR. I'm from South Bend, Indiana. I moved down here at the beginning of June too. I think the biggest thing that's been for us is a big family group with everybody who've had the residency program and now our new group of friends here that we met. So it's starting to connect with the community and meet people and branch out.
I'm Mallory. I am born and raised in the Newburgh, Evansville area. I've been here forever. There's been a lot of development, I would say, for young adults and that kind of culture and population over the last 5 years especially.
I'm Callie, and I
Callie.
have lived here 21 years in Evansville area. And I second everything Mallory said. I think that the area has really grown a lot, and I think that especially having a lot of different colleges nearby, there's been a really strong younger population that has really helped to urbanize the area a lot and bring in a lot of growth through a lot of different companies and restaurants and that sort of thing. So it's definitely a growing area for sure.
I'm Maddie. I'm also from Boonville, Indiana. I have always lived there, but it is about 5 minutes from Newburgh. Boonville's a smaller town. A lot of my hobbies consist of things that are like outdoors, more so than like kind of a party feel, I guess, more so like the Newburgh, Evansville area.
I'm Caitlin. I'm from St. Louis, but I'm here doing my clinical for occupational therapy, and I went to undergrad here, so it's nice to be back in Evansville, and a lot has changed. It's nice.
I guess one of the first things that people always think about is like, where should I live? Where should I be? So I think there's like different opinions based on your lifestyle.
Right.
So,
So we'll say there's definitely a lot of options in terms of what you're looking for. You can live right downtown. There are apartments that cater for people who want to live in a bit more secluded area where it's less busy. It's off of a less busy street, or you can literally live in the middle of downtown, either on Sycamore at Post House, or you can live on Main Street. There's a couple of nice apartments there too.
There's a lot of homes to rent around like the east side, west side, Newburgh of Evansville and all of the surrounding areas. There's several new apartment development areas kind of on the borderline of Warwick County and Vanderburgh County. So, and then downtown too, there's a lot of developing areas.
So what kind of goes into your thought process when you're looking for someplace? Like what did you think about that you wanted before you moved to where you're moving?
I knew I wanted to rent. I knew I wanted to be in like an area where I could be outside, safe area. And just for the record, I feel like a lot of Evansville and Newburgh are really safe. I wouldn't feel like nervous being out late outside by myself.
And a lot of people have pets too, so a lot of the new apartments accommodate.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Like we have a lot of new places in Newburgh that will allow for actually animals. Like the main thing is dogs, and they have like dog parks and like trails and stuff that you can walk in. You have that luxury. But
Here, you live at Post House. So what kind of went through your head before you picked the Post House?
My biggest thing for me is I wanted to have my own space, but still kind of feel connected and a community vibe with everybody. And so I think one of the things the Post House is able to do that because we have so many people that live there But at the same point too, after being down here for a couple months now, it's such a small town that you're able to kind of wherever you're living, it's easy to get to see your friends. If you're in Haney's Corner with some people that are there, it's just a quick walk for us. Or so it's a lot of options. But I think the community vibe I enjoyed there. It's a 7-minute drive to the hospital.
The other thing that we were going for is the amenities. We don't really get that much time off, but the time off that you get, you don't want to waste a lot of it just trying to get from place to place. So it helped that there was a gym in the building, there's a pool in the building. Sometimes you just want to unwind if you get home at like 5 in the afternoon and it's still sunny outside. You can sit by the pool for an hour instead of having to go somewhere that just has that.
Living in Evansville and having to do rotations in Vincent, is that troublesome? Like that?
So it's a pretty easy drive. It is an hour, but it's a straight shot, one road, no turns. There's a couple lights, but we're going to get those taken out.
We're also lobbying to get the time zone changed.
I think one of the things we did that I know has benefited us is there's
Eastern for the win.
Group of us that rented a house up there. And with the 8 of us, it's very affordable, around a little bit over $100 a month. But then when you have your months you're there, you can go up there and stay at the house. You don't have to make that drive in the morning.
Because they're an hour and 5 minutes away, so your drive time kind of counts to your daily work hours.
Sure.
So it's not like you're forced to wake up and drive extra hours and then work 10 hours a day. Like, no, but you're not expected to work 80 hours a week and then drive 10 to 12 hours a week on top of that.
Right.
So that's actually a very big selling point, because a lot of other programs will not tell you about that or will expect you to do that, and that's one of the things that we have here.
Sure. So in brief, I guess a lot of people don't know much about Evansville and Newburgh. So Evansville is like 120,000 people. Median age,
36.
35, 36, right? Newburgh, a lot of families. You grew up in Newburgh.
Sure did. A lot of families. I'd say it's the more like suburb of Evansville. People go to settle, maybe a little more expensive living than Evansville, depending on what area of Evansville you're talking and referencing to, but definitely more spacious.
A lot more family oriented, a lot of outdoor activities and places for families to, and the school
Great
district.
school system.
Right.
Yep.
I think that's one of the main selling points about Newburgh.
For sure.
And if you like golf, also we do have the golf course out at Victoria.
we love golf.
Big golf girls.
Not really.
And if you wanted to buy a large amount of property, I know Vincennes, you can definitely do that, but I know Boonville
Buy Vincennes.
but you could do that in Boonville. And you live off in a pretty large acre.
Yeah, I mean, my address is Boonville, but I'm like extremely close to Newburgh, and then obviously I work at St. Vincent, but it only takes me like 25 minutes to get there, so it's a good accommodation. But I've always grown up being an outdoors girl, and like I played sports and stuff, and I kind of like you said, like I like to be outside and not have to worry about like who's around. And I've never been like a subdivision type girl. I like Newburgh. Kind of like Mallory said, you can get like the river feel and get like your experience with other people and like see your crowds and stuff. But when I want to go back home, I'm kind of secluded to myself and get to do what I want to do. And
well, let's talk about where to eat. I mean, everybody's always worried about, okay, well, do I have dietary restrictions? Am I going to get the food that I want to get? Is there good cuisine around here? What do you guys places that you guys frequent?
I love local places, and thinking about dietary restrictions, there's been a lot of little restaurants that have opened that really cater for vegan, especially. A lot, I think on the west side, there's a couple at least that have opened recently, but I think every local restaurant is super cautious towards dietary restrictions, and just a good variety, whether it's, your standard like American, Indian,
a lot of the restaurants downtown too that they've put in like have a good diverse selection of like different international foods and stuff.
For sure.
So let's talk about some places. I know like Cafe Arizu is one of them.
Walton's is a very I think it's a very diverse. I haven't been in a long time, but I would say it's got a lot of like different options. Like they've got like the rice bowls, but they've also got like just like I think they're famous for like their brick oven pizza. I think is what it's called. So they've got a lot of like different options, and that's also in that Haney's Corner district. So it's kind of an attraction. And then they've got the bourbon and cigar bar upstairs.
What kind of places did you go to?
We went to like Brew Burger downtown, or we would go on like Franklin Street. There's a lot of restaurants and like bars and some like brunch places down there. Yeah, there's some bars down there. We went to Marina Point a lot, which is like an outdoor bar with my friends. They had like cornhole and they have live music there a lot, which is usually pretty fun.
hibachi steakhouse that's in Evansville. It's called Roppongi. That one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Suki, that
Ninki's
place on Main
good
Street,
for
Yeah.
sushi.
Yeah, that place was good. I like that.
There's a very nice coffee shop also on Main Street. It's called River City. They
Oh, yeah.
do serve cool coffee, and across the street they have a cat cafe, and then you can go and pet the cats if you're not allergic.
There are a lot of really good local
Coffee shops.
Yeah,
all
for
over
sure.
Parlor
Coffee
Donuts.
shops.
That's the one we
really
talked
good.
about, the other coffee shop down
Penny
there.
Lane.
Penny
on
Lane,
Second
yeah, that was
Street,
that
which is
one.
also
The refinery.
Yeah.
We have a couple of cool
Brewery.
breweries downtown. There's Myriad, which is a
Mhm.
cool brewery, and then there's Haney's Corner Brewery, which is right next to the theater. And then my favorite bar is Moe's House. I like.
It's really
go
good.
there pretty
Yeah, Moe's
religiously.
Yeah.
Mhm. Wineries also nearby. Those are
Yeah,
fun.
Farmer and the Frenchman and Henderson. It's fun.
Yeah, for someone who's not from Indiana, well, I mean, not from the States, and there's a lot of misconception around like, oh, there's not much in Indiana besides corn. That's actually a very big lie.
There is a lot of corn.
There's a lot of corn, but
Better
there's
share
also
corn.
a lot
Thank
of
you,
other
Anthony,
things to
for
do.
debunking
Yeah.
that myth.
But it's an important myth to
It
debunk
is.
because
It
every time you
is.
tell somebody like, oh, I'm moving to Indiana, and they would literally be like, oh, you're gonna be so bored there. I don't think
Just
so. I'm
try
actually
me.
having a great time.
You just gotta search a little harder for things to do. I feel like you said,
Yeah.
it's not as like big of a young population, so you
Mhm.
kind of have to find your own niche and then kind of just go from there. But there's a lot of stuff that people don't like. If you say Boonville, people wouldn't know where Boonville is. But there's a lot of other, like you said, New Harmony is another small one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things to do. They're just kind of hidden.
And the thing is, I mean, for people that are, I guess, in our situation, you're residents, you're fresh out of med school, you don't have a lot in savings. This is important. Your dollar goes a very long way. And in Southwest Indiana, you can actually enjoy and spend and not go broke trying to do things that are fun.
Going on that too, it's really easy for young couples to get a house and buy a
Right.
house and put a down payment on a house here
Right.
because the
For
cost
sure.
of living is so low.
The other thing that is actually real and not a myth, when we were doing our interviews, they sold us on the 2.5-hour radius from all these fun towns. And a lot of people were like, yeah, like they say that, but you're never going to do it. Between the group of us, some of us have been to Nashville, sometimes just for the day, and it's very
Yeah.
doable.
Oh, yeah.
Louisville, you can go for the afternoon and come back.
Yeah.
Indianapolis, you can do that. I mean,
St. Louis, yeah, there's a lot.
So talking about places to go, things to do. So what locally do you guys like to do?
Well, we're sad, but the wine walk
Yeah,
just
there's
got
a lot
canceled
of
because of COVID,
downtown
but
events.
they usually have that.
Mm-hmm.
Fall festival.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that
It's another one.
for this year.
Both Vanderburgh and Warwick County have a fair usually in the fall, a county fair, which is good for like kids.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a lot of trails around here, within driving distance, probably 20
Mhm.
minutes or some.
Just like over
parks
the
and
last couple of
trails
years, I've
and-
seen a lot of like places that have come up that just have like incorporated like just outdoor like exercise, which has been good during this
Yeah.
pandemic because it's given people a lot of things to do. Like a lot of, I know Mallory and I are both big fans of Friedman Park. Got an amphitheater. They actually just built an event center.
Yeah.
They'll do stuff, and they've got like different trails, and you can bike ride and walk. So it's nice. Like I've got a path that I can walk that's 2 miles, but then there's also like 5-mile paths. So it's kind of you can
Yeah.
make it your own.
And it's safe. It's so safe.
Pet friendly.
Yeah.
Everybody has their
Yeah.
Events at the Ford Center, I guess.
Mhm.
Once things kind of
Yeah.
reopen, we've heard
Yeah.
that there's like a bunch of basketball games, college sports.
We have
and
a
things like
hockey
that.
team too, so there's usually hockey games
Yep.
I
there.
think they have some pretty good concerts there too.
Concerts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a lot
Yeah,
of
there's
cool-
good
I've gone to
concerts.
a bunch of concerts there.
A lot of country
Yeah.
stuff.
You
Um,
beat Kentucky last year, which is pretty exciting.
We
Yeah.
There's also the old
did.
National Events Plaza down there, which holds a lot of
Yeah.
like events too, but they're just smaller than the Ford Center.
Conferences and
And the
things.
Victory Theater has
We've got our
smaller
own-
concerts.
got
or
our own
shows,
baseball team.
meetings.
We do.
Yeah.
The Otters.
Uh-huh.
On your way to Owensboro, you got the drive-in too. Drive-in
Oh,
drive-in
in
theater.
Rio, I went to that.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's nice. It's really historic.
It's ideal. Like I felt like I was a teenager.
It's like what you see in a
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, it's
It
so
is.
fun.
A
So
moody
fun.
indie
Yeah.
film.
So for any non-American IMG that's watching this video, this town is like literally every teenage TV show / movie that we've seen. Come to Evansville, you really won't regret it. Like that. These are my 2 cents. I know I don't, and I didn't. I ranked it pretty highly, not because of all the things that we've listed, but because of the academics. It's not the point of the video. The point of the video is that despite the great academics, you're also going to get great things to do, and that is
Yeah.
for sure. And also you'll hang out with us, which is pretty awesome. I think.
Yeah. One of the other cool things about Main Street on Evansville is that you can play hopscotch down the alley.